Good evening, beautiful people. It is Christmas Eve and it is a wonderful Wednesday, and we are back to recap the Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 10, Episode 12, Potomac and Ponies and Problems. Good evening, Auntie Diva. How you doing?
How you doing? Listen, it's Christmas Eve. All is well. I'm in the house for the night.
Amen.
I'm tired.
Amen.
If somebody call me and say they forgot a biscuit, a Triscuit, some butter, some milk, I can't do it. I ain't got it in me.
Catch it next year because it's not here this
year. Because she done, Roy. I'm done. Okay. I've been running these streets for days now, and I'm good and I'm done.
Okay? Listen, I totally understand.
What I got for the people, and that's it. That's it.
That's it, and that's all. Listen, I'm here with you. You know, I've been running the Ohio streets since last Friday. Me and my mom went to Ohio, went to visit our family for the holidays. So we are back. And like you said, Diva, if it ain't done, catch it next year, baby, because I'm through.
I'm done. I'm done. I want my pillow in my bed and a good movie, and that's it. And I want a Christmas movie, a nice Christmas movie, okay?
You know what I watched last night?
What?
Polar Express. I was like, oh, this is so cute. I've never seen it before. I was like, how have I never seen it before?
You never saw it before. Good. You know, they have it. I think there's one in New York. They have Polar Express train rides.
Okay.
It's cute. It's cute. Okay. Yeah. You know, bring the kids, bring whoever. Yes, but they're cute.
What's up? Yes, we went and seen the production of Scrooge. They did it's called Lockamedia in Dayton, Ohio, and so they serve dinner and then they have their musical production afterwards. So we seen Scrooge. It was an amazing production.
How was the dinner?
The production was great.
Oh God. Woo, child, don't start now. Don't start.
The production was great.
boom. Okay, the production was good. Listen, I guess sometimes we can't have it all. All right.
We can't have it all. Okay, that's what the people say.
Holler to the production. Okay?
But shout out to the production. It was amazing. So it's been a great week so far. But listen, everybody, we appreciate you for joining us on this Christmas Eve holiday. Listen, y'all be spending the time with us and we spend the time with y'all. So we greatly appreciate it. So if you can do one favor for us this holiday season, please make sure you hit the like button on both channels, Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva and Royaire's World. So please do that for us. If you're not a subscriber, make sure you hit that subscribe button on both channels and your notification bells on all. That way you see each and every time we post a video with you in mind. And one last thing for this great, wonderful holiday season. Diva, we all got a mama. We got a daddy.
Yeah.
Some of us got brothers and sisters, nieces and nephews, uncles and cousins.
Right.
And we got a few people that we don't like either.
Oh my gosh.
So hit that share button at the bottom of your screen, copy the link, and send it to everybody. Okay? And let the people know we are live and we are recapping the Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 10, Episode 12, Potomac and Ponies and Problems.
And honey, listen, we're going to give ourselves an award today, okay? If YouTube gave out awards or the best recaps out there, we coming at number one.
Number one, baby. Number one.
Boom.
Shout out to the people. Shout out to us. Shout out to the YouTube streets, okay? Because we out here doing our thing. The dynamic duo. How you doing?
How you doing, okay?
Well, listen, y'all. We're going to jump into this recap. But before we do that, we got to get into our street news moment. Let's jump into street news.
What's on the Come on, what's on these streets? I know. What's on these streets?
Girl, so guess who done ran down the Carlos King studio? Miss Stacy herself.
Come on, Stacy.
Now listen, the people know I'm not a huge fan of Carlos, you know, but what I will give to him is that man know how to do an interview.
Yes, he does.
And Stacy, she knows how to be an interviewee, okay?
Oh, come on,
because she
Stacey.
did her thing. She did it.
Mm.
Carlos has some questions for Stacey, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And this specific question was directed towards Giselle and Ashley Darby herself.
Okay.
Let's watch this clip,
Uh-oh.
and then we'll talk about it in a moment.
Okay, sounds good. Mm-hmm.
You know, Giselle just gets away with anything. Giselle gets away with not having a man on the show, then being exposed for dating someone, yet going and filming an entire dating show called The Love Hotel when you're actually dating someone here in the DMV. No one says anything. I'm the only one that says something. Giselle has an event to celebrate her business. Her business partner isn't there, and we just accept that? Like, really? Giselle says, I shouldn't be trusted around women or what did she say? I shouldn't be trusted around, Giselle says, I shouldn't be trusted around husbands or children. And her bestie is out here kissing her friend's son. Really, Giselle? Ugh, I almost threw up in my mouth a little bit when Ashley admitted that. I would have taken that to my grave. Are the pickings so slim? You dating your friend's son? Ooh, I'm glad I'm not single. The streets are rough. The streets are rough.
And my
when you
friend
got a dip in,
Ashley,
what are you doing? Ooh. You know, Giselle just.
What are you doing? Ugh. You know, Diva, this moment, I want to dislike Stacey sometimes so bad because we do see through her lies and her BS and the stuff that she's done, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But what we cannot deny Stacey of, and thank you, Lawson, is the facts. Put the facts out there. Giselle, you're dating someone and they ain't brought them on the show yet. And did Love Hotel knowing you was already, quote unquote, with someone in a situation, I'll say. Ashley, you out here kissing your friend's son, which I'm glad that Josh left you, because why would Josh want to be with something like this? Well, you broke up with Josh, whatever the case may be, but I'm glad that he's gone.
And the way she did it was disgusting.
Nasty. So nasty and so
rude.
So rude. Giselle, you told Stacey that she needs to stay away from husbands and children, but ain't said nothing about your bestie sleeping with your girl, Sharice's son. What are we doing? Why are you here? What have either of you brought to this show that is keeping you coming? I don't know. I mean, I will give Giselle, she know how to keep this pot stirred. Now, she does do that. But what else is going on? We ain't seen no man. The girls are graduated. You know, you working with dads, you know, brain tumor society, whatever. Ma'am, what is going on in Giselle's real life that we need to know about? Because it ain't reality TV, obviously. Your thoughts?
You know what? Stacey is that girl. Stacey is made for reality TV. You can't take that from her. No lies detected in her response. Jay let Giselle get away with everything, but they've been doing it for a while now, right? Back when the season when Monique left, and now she's back because it was discovered that it was a whole phony situation between her and her ex-husband Jamal Bryant, because Monique had the binder and the phone number. And Angie sat there and was like, is that his phone number? She had to go, yeah. Okay. So, you know, she's right. She's calling it out. But Stacey about to give them a run for their money. These girls are going to have to work from this moment forward on this show. And see, you know what? That's why they tried to break Stacey and get out of there. But Stacey let everything roll off her back. When she took on that trip and she didn't have her name on the robe and all that, Stacey said the robe was ugly anyway. Honey, you want reality TV, Stacey giving it to you. Because anybody else, they would have been bothered by that. Because all the rest of them girls that come up there, they want Giselle to love them. Do you know what I'm saying? They want Giselle to love them. Well, Stacey ain't looking for no love from Giselle. She got all the love she need, okay? She says she glad she ain't single. because the streets is bad.
Lawson said Royaire, her and Josh are still together. She said it on Watch What Happens Live. So she did the breakup for the scene.
Well, that's disgusting. Well, then he's stupid. Then he, you know what? Whatever he get from Ashley, he get. Because there ain't no way you gonna play me on TV even for a scene and I'ma still be with you.
Unless not like that.
Unless he just getting him some because he just want to keep getting it from her, but he don't want nothing from her. But see, when you play games like that, that girl could end up pregnant. I wouldn't have nothing for her. The way she did him in that scene was deplorable. He's a fool if he's still with her.
Well, maybe all the girls on Potomac is paying their boudoirs. Maybe everybody getting paid.
Is it Giselle or is it Bravo? It's both. I'm 50 years old. It's both. It's both. Because even as Giselle, well, you know what? I'm gonna go back to one other thing Stacey said. She said, how you have a business party and your business partner not there? You know, it's like Dwight said, you got a fashion show with no fashion.
How dreadful.
How dreadful. You have
millions of downloads with no
business partner. What are we doing? So yeah, I'm sorry, but Giselle and Ashley do is yeah, they do. They do. And I mean, it's the phoniness of it all. But you know what though? Bravo paying for it. We watching it. I guess it is what it is.
And ain't not a bit.
She not Mel Brick. She not.
What they say, Diva? Birds of a feather
flock together.
How you doing? Wow. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna go back and watch that full interview. I've seen bits and pieces of it. Stacey is that girl. Stacey is that girl. She knows how to read, not read. She knows how to read. Okay. In the words of Nene, you got to read when you come in. And Stacey is reading the girls. She's beautiful. She's fabulous. She's got her husband, her daughter, and she out here making it happen for herself. And we plan on seeing her for season 11 of the Real Housewives of Potomac, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
Okay. Well, great. Well, y'all listen, let's jump into this. Like I said, hit that share button, share a link with your friends, family, and your enemies too. Let's go on into this. So we are recapping season 10, episode 12 of the Real Housewives of Potomac, Potomac and Ponies and Problems. Okay. And I said Wendy Mama Drama as well. Because the highlight of the night, Wendy and her mama drama. So let's jump into this first scene. We are picking up from last week from the Potomac Pony Party that the ladies threw, the Potomac Cowgirl Party, or Cowboy Party it was. So last week we ended off with, Angel was unfortunately, she is unhoused. I believe that's what they call the people now. She is unhoused in Potomac. And so, apparently she was renting an Airbnb. They told her she got till June 1st to get out. Some of the ladies came over. Kay and Tia came over to help her move out. Tia went and spread the news to Giselle. Giselle went to Wendy and Ashley, and now all the ladies know. So we are picking back up off of that scene. And so Wendy said, the people said you were evicted. She ain't gonna scoot around it. That's what the people said. Angel claims that she did not know when her time was up in the house and that they were not going to do this. She wouldn't have put her family in this situation if she knew that she was going to have to uproot her family and, caused all of these situations to happen. But homegirl is not evicted. Now, here's my problem with this diva. Now, just a few episodes ago, and correct me if I'm wrong, okay, and said that we are an NFL family and we're used to moving and going about our business. So if this is what you're used to, what's so shocking about it?
How about we?
That's the text messages and showed us where they said you got till June 1st to get out. What are you shocked about? You signed this contract and didn't read the contract to know what date you were supposed to move out?
And let's back up though. Because she talked about looking for a house and they going to take their time, whatever. But you told us y'all found the house.
What happened to the 9-bedroom? Okay.
And you should have consulted with Stacey about how to come do reality
TV. Because the epic fail is what it has been.
You ain't never lie.
An epic fail.
Epic fail.
I need her to go to AI and search how to be a housewife. Because this ain't it.
No. She ain't got to go to AI. She got Stacey right in her face. She better talk to Stacey.
Stacey not gonna help her. She through with her.
Stacey writing that book, honey. She writing that book, and she getting a whole A.
So some of the ladies feel that Angel, is kind of BSing about this whole situation, and they feel that she moved to Potomac only to basically be on the show and to be a part of the group of ladies. Angel said, "Why would I move to Potomac to be friends with Ashley, Wendy, and Giselle? Why would I do that? I'm already girl. Obviously, we didn't know who you was before this, so you couldn't have been that big and popular."
No, and respectfully, I don't think her Instagram numbers was up there like that. So Angel, stop.
How you doing? Eddie and Wendy are preparing to celebrate their 15-year anniversary soon. And Wendy, Diva, your girl wants a ring, okay? She want a new ring. It was the scheme that Wendy and Eddie set up to come to Potomac LAPD with the BS, okay? They in some trouble, Diva.
I think they're in a lot of trouble, but you know what? I wouldn't have been given that she won a new ring a side eye had we not known all the trouble that they're currently in.
Exactly.
It's hard to ignore the elephant in the room, so to speak, knowing all the trouble that they're currently in. So, when I see certain scenes with them, I'm like, because when I heard that, I cringed, because I'm just thinking to myself, y'all don't got it like that.
And from what we hear, Diva, we talked about this the other day, the courts have ordered for them to release the last 7 to 8 years of all of their financial documents. And people say that Wendy and Eddie are not doing too well right now.
So, Angel, this is me respectfully, because I don't got nowhere near this amount of followers, but she's at 39.4K. And that's
got more subbies though. Yeah.
So that's up from where she was when she first started the show. Because I think when she first started the show, she was at 19K or something like that. So Angel, stop it like you was just popping before you got on the Real Housewives of Potomac. Stop, Angel. Yeah. You're a pretty girl. Be yourself. And if you did come there to be on the show, that's your business.
Right.
But you didn't handle your business right, because you miscalculated the dates with the Airbnb. And what you should have did was you should have rented it out for a whole year.
Stupid.
That part. You big dummy.
I guess she'll learn for next year, I guess.
If she come back, because she's definitely not a fan favorite.
No. And I don't see her being back. I really don't, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know. Her and Kay could go somewhere.
Well, we'll get to that soon, too. So Charisse is at this event as well. She comes slithering over to meet Stacey and her family. Stacey ain't with it because, girl, what are you doing here with the lingerie on, all up in my daughter and my husband's face? Why are you here? Stacey was not here for that. Stacey thanked Timu for coming, but Timu did leave after 32 minutes of being at the event. And listen, Diva, I thought 32 minutes was a nice time to be there. Because listen, I am definitely like a pop in, pop out type of person. I'm going to come, show up, show my face, and then I'm going on about my business, especially with these groups of people that I don't really know. Wendy and Eddie did get to say goodbye to Timu. And she did go share with Giselle, that Timu left. And Giselle was confused. Why did he come in the first place? He didn't do anything. Why are we protecting these people? Why are we acting like that this is not what we do? Like, gone. Bye. He shouldn't have been here in the first place. They did have 3 games that they played. They played I don't know, what's the sack? Like a hop sack? What's that called?
Oh, yeah. Sack race. A sack race.
There we go. Thank you. So they did do a sack race. And I was like, okay, whatever. Giselle and Charisse was falling on the floor. Some of the other ladies did very good in that. So I thought that was like, okay, cool, whatever. Charisse's son, Jackson, comes. Okay. And so apparently Jackson and Ashley have had a little moment together. They were out. And so he brought Ashley home. And apparently they shared a kiss and a couple of things between each other as well. And so when Giselle, Charisse, and Ashley all went out to lunch in a later scene that they showed, the Ashley shares with Sharice that they had a little smooch session together. So that was a whole thing. I was just like, this is so stupid. Like, Ashley, you got 2 boys. You just broke up with this boy. You freshly divorced. You was on Love Hotel kissing everybody under the sun. What are we doing? What example are you setting for anybody?
She doing a Portia Williams.
Well, and that's that on that. Game 2 was a tug of war, which that was a little cool moment as well. After I noticed, Diva, and I don't know if you noticed, Angel really was not participating a lot in the events on at the event from Sunday evening. I did see that she had a little sidebar conversation with Tia because she felt that some of the ladies were not very supportive of her situation and what she had going on and not understanding of her moving. Giselle immediately cut that conversation and said, hey, Angel, I know you talking and doing your thing, but this is game time. We need you to step in the game. And Angel was confused because she's like, how am I supposed to get in the game with these girls who was just in my face dogging me out about me moving with my family? They had the last game, which was
about you being evicted.
Put out. Misplaced. No home. They had a third game, which was the pink pony relay. They did that. That was a little moment as well. Stacey is obsessed with this potato salad. She's passing it out to the kids. Look, you get a plate, you get a plate, you get a plate. Everybody gets a plate. But Cam got a special plate, Wendy's daughter, okay? She got an American flag plate. And she said, oh, I'm going to get the Trump plate. Stacey said, no, it's an American flag plate. Cam said, it's the same thing. It's the same darn thing. I was like, these kids are hilarious.
She a little messy.
She grown. Like her mom.
She grown. Cam is grown.
Giselle asked Greg and Kay how they were doing. It's official. They're moving back in together. And Kay has lost her power. No ring. Name is not on the deed. Ain't getting nothing. Ain't losing nothing. So she back in the same boat she was at the beginning of last season. With a man who don't want her. The people, they acted like they liked Stacey's potato salad. That was a thing as well. And then Jackson and Ashley, they're standing around flirting in front of Sharice. She shares that they had a kiss. And so some of the group are a little weirded out about it. Like, you're kissing your friend's son? What's that about? Why is that a thing? It was a mess, Diva. It was a whole mess. Ashley can go away. She is complete trash. She don't have no respect for nobody, not even herself. And you got a little sister coming behind you who is already in a dysfunctional home situation. And then you're going to bring her into your dysfunction as well with all the mess you got going on. Ashley need to get off this TV because I'm not here for it at all.
So this Potomac and Ponies event, it is probably going to go down in history as one of the worst events known to be thrown, because I understand it was supposed to be a family event, but I think it could have been pulled together a little bit better. This is something I could do tomorrow. Tomorrow. And we're looking at the Real Housewives of Potomac. I'm going to need them to step it up and just do a little bit better, okay? Even with the food presentation and all of that, it was just very below average, okay? And Giselle loves to talk about when other people throw things and how it goes down. Well, her and Wendy came together with that one, and it's just a hot, stinking mess. So, Angel, I'm talking to Angel about the move out and the eviction or the confusion or whatever. No, Angel, you are a smart girl. So don't sit here in our face talking about you don't know what happened. It was a mixed up. And she's giving us clues without saying it, because she said it was already booked. It was double booked or whatever. Rentals don't get double booked. But Airbnbs, they can, if you miscommunicate dates and all of that. It's like, no, we need you out because, honey, we got somebody else coming through and you got to go. So Angel would have just been better off telling the truth and to say, oh, I just came here to be around y'all. And then to try to tell her she's putting her stuff in storage because like they just going back to no. We know all of that stuff was on that truck right back to Colorado. Okay. Let's be clear.
Of course, they have debt. They have 6 degrees between them, an $800,000 home. Don't believe they have $25 or 68 cents in their bank account like Ashley and Robin had.
Like Ashley said, Robin had. Listen, let me be clear. I won't say, of course, they have debt. I'm not going to say that. There are people that have multiple degrees. Between them and their husband, live in beautiful homes, and they're not on TV. They go on vacations. Their kids go to nice schools, and they're not in severe debt. The way that the prosecutors are talking about Wendy and Eddie is like they almost got zero liquid cash. They're in extreme debt, credit card debt. We'll talk about it more when we get to their home, which is beautiful, by the way. But either way, all I could say is that they're in trouble. They've been on our TV fronting and stunting, and now it comes to smack them in the behind. But I'll get more about my diagnosis on when we get to that last scene with her mama. Okay. So
Miss P said regarding Angel, we have to give a new housewife a second season. It's not fair to give them only one. I used to be in agreement with that prior to all of these seasons of Housewives. If you show up to Housewives at this point in the game and you not even bringing, Angel has brought nothing to the table. Nothing. She brought nothing. I can't justify a second season for her. I just can't. I can't.
Yeah, Raheem said Angel doesn't need a second season.
We gave Kay a second season, and look what happened.
Yeah, wait. Lawson said, I don't know, Diva. I'm going to hold out judgment. You know what the prosecution said about Diddy acting like he was with the kids. Yeah, but see, I know how to. Let me tell you something, Lawson. And if you've been following me, you know. I called the Diddy thing from the door, and everybody was ready to. They crashed out on me. They wilded out on me until everybody came on board. I have this unique thing where I could see stuff for what it is from the door, and I could understand things, and I could be impartial, even though people think I'm being partial to one side. This is insurance fraud, and the hard thing is, and I spoke to some people that I know that do insurance. The hard thing is, it's the intent. Once I fill out paperwork claiming that somebody robbed my home and I'm saying that was stolen, is problematic when later on the cops come to my house and they find those items. When they raided Diddy home, I told you from the day they raided it that they didn't have nothing, because if they had something, he would have got arrested on the spot or shortly after they raided his home. But when they raided his home, they didn't arrest him until 8 months later. Unfortunately, with Wendy and them, when they pulled all the dots together, it's not looking good for them. And this has nothing to do with, do I like Wendy, not like Wendy? I don't know these people. I just call things for what I see. Okay. And I'm actually feeling bad for Wendy and Eddie, but from what I see, it does not look good at all whatsoever. If I wrote on a piece of paper that my wedding ring was stolen and they come in my house and the wedding ring is there, problematic. If I say my wedding ring was stolen, but yet I got a picture on Instagram with the ring on my finger, that's problematic. Eddie is on recorded lies saying XYZ. This is problems all across the board. This ain't me jumping the conclusions of facts. This is me pulling the facts together and understanding that this don't look good. Okay. The renovations are beautiful, Raheem. We'll get to that when we get to that. So let me get back to this Potomac and Ponies event. It was, to me, it gets an F. It was horrific. So we had this sack race, right? If you know you come into a family-friendly event, to me, you should dress family-friendly. If you know there was going to be activities, you should have told Wendy and Giselle should have told the people it's going to be friendly it's going to be activities, so dress accordingly. You got on dresses and short skirts and short shorts, and kids are going to be there, and y'all pulling and jumping and falling and all of that. Teen too much, okay? Teen too much. Now, the sack race was a sack race, whatever. And if anything, I think they should have let the kids do the racing, but whatever, okay? The tug of war, it was cute, but again, what's the name? Stacey had on a dress. It was just a whole hot stinking mess, okay? Now, and then they did the pink pony, and Eddie was the judge, and you got to gallop on it was just inappropriate. It was messy. It was a hot stinking mess. Angel stay in her feelings. And that's why Angel, I don't think, deserves the second chance with this Housewives thing. Because when you have the opportunity, I would say way back in the beginning, Royaire, you should give a second chance. You know why? Because it was new, okay? The whole thing was kind of new, and you didn't know. That's going to be. I'll get to that. The whole thing was new, and you didn't quite know how reality TV go. But reality TV has been around now for a good almost 20 years plus. You can go look at about 10 different reality shows to see the blueprint of it. So you needed to come through like Stacey did. Stacey did some studying. She got the blueprint down pat. She don't let none of the shenanigans get to her. And Angel, you missed the mark every single time. You made up with these girls, and then you go back crying to Kay, and then you come back and you mad at the same thing, and then you more mad at Wendy when Giselle, the one, told you was a catfish. So Angel, I don't want to see her. Stay in Colorado. Your beautiful family, a beautiful home in Colorado. You can't afford dual residence. And so either you ask Bravo to do a Real Housewives of Colorado, or you just can't. You can't come back to the Real Housewives of Potomac. We're done, okay? So that's all I got for Angel. Timo coming through. You know what I like about Timo? And Stacey know how to do her stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Stacey know how to slit a Timo in just enough so that she ain't getting no questions about him, because Robin couldn't do it. So Giselle, for you to talk about, why are we doing this? You did it for 29 seasons with your girl Robin, okay? Because we never saw what's his darn name?
Juan.
Never saw Juan Dixon ever. And Juan skipped about 13 reunions. So you want to talk about Timo? No, when Giselle was saying that, I was like, Giselle, go sit down somewhere, okay? Stacey got her man to come for 32 minutes, and I'm here for it, okay? And she was right. What are you doing over here, Sharice? And you got lingerie on. Go somewhere and sit down, okay? She said she let him say hi and bye to Eddie and Wendy, and said we're gonna get to know them later. Okay, we got to go.
Peace.
Okay. He said we're gonna read. I'm looking forward to us all getting to know each other later. But Timo got to go. Timo literally shook Eddie's hand. She walked Timo to the door, gave him a kiss, and Timo was out. Deuces. And that's how you do it. Get the Stacey blueprint, honey, and you will live forever on these reality shows. She will not let a chick tell her how to run her situation with her man. Boom.
And that's how we work that one.
And that's how you work that. Now, this Ashley and Jackson, Ashley is deplorable. And let me tell you something. The event was a half step up on the rock. It just a smidgen. Like a smidgen. Okay. And let me tell you something. This whole Ashley and Jackson thing, first of all, Sharice's son is gorgeous. He is handsome. That kid, he's absolutely beautiful, okay? He needs to be a model. I don't know what he's doing, but she got a gorgeous Yeah, she got a gorgeous son. Ashley is disgusting. And like Stacey, I didn't think about it until Stacey told me, yeah, I vomited in my mouth. And Stacey is absolutely right. that is something you take to your grave. But because Ashley don't have a storyline, okay, she did it to herself. Is Jamal coming in my Karen's voice? Is Jamal coming? Okay. That is something you take to your grave. But again, because she doesn't have a storyline, she had to bring that up. I think it's deplorable. I think it's disgusting. You got 2 kids. Go sit down somewhere. I don't like it. And if anything, I want Cherie's son to be with one of Giselle's daughters, not an Ashley.
That would be nice.
Yeah, not an Ashley. That'd be a cute mix-up.
Yeah. That whole scene, Diva, I really could have dealt without it. It was just like a bunch of fluff. I was just like, okay, you know, I'm over Angel. Excuse me, I'm over Angel in this house eviction situation. You know, the party was horrible. I'm glad that Juan Dixon isn't here right now. Robin.
Remember when she said that? Like, what was Juan going to do? Juan never. Okay, what he called her Rob.
What did people say? He ain't gonna bust a grape.
That part. Please.
Yeah. You know, like I said, I could have did without this whole scene. I was just like, whatever. Ashley is well, because Ashley, she said that she about to be 40 in a couple of years. This boy is only in his early 20s. I don't know. No, you broke up with a man because he don't have his money together. He don't have no kids. Eventually, one day he gonna want kids. You don't know if you want kids or not. I need you to pick a side and stay on it, Ashley. Figure out your life. But somebody said earlier in the comments that Ashley is turning into her mama, and I see it unfolding right before my eyes. Bad decision after bad decision when it comes to men. Depending on men to take care. Well, I guess she not too much like Ashley. She depending on men to take care of her. Her mama is taking care of men. So it was like whatever. Okay, it was what it was for me. So we have
she like working 18-hour shifts.
Like, okay.
Goodbye. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Hilarious. So Tia's family chore chart. So we are up with Tia and her family. So those of you who've been following since the beginning of this season, you know, Tia and her husband Rob went outside to have a little conversation about the kids just stepping up more, doing more around the house, because they felt as parents that with working, parenting, and doing everything that they do, they didn't have enough time to really spread out all of the work, and the children needed to step up more. So they decided to create a chore chart. And so, you know, they said, listen, who wants to start off first? Anybody got any suggestions? Anybody want to take any chores around the house that they would like to do? And just like it was silent right there, that's how it was in the scene. Complete silence. Nobody wants to cook. Nobody wants to clean. Nobody wants to pick up anything, okay? Nathaniel, you know, he said he'd been going around kissing the mirrors, but he stopped doing it, so that ain't him doing it no more. He said, you know, the kids just get their snacks, they eat them, they leave the Doritos on the counter, throw the paper on the floor. I guess the maid is supposed to come pick it up, but Tia says she ain't the maid. You know, they asked Tia in her confessionals, did you clean up behind yourself? And Tia said, we had people for that. You know, Tia also shares with us that in her latter teen years, she found out that she had a half brother and a half sister. Her sister's name is Amari, and she's coming to visit in town, you know, so they're going to get together so that they can spend some time together. Unfortunately, their dad has passed away, but their dad's passing is one of the things that brought them a little closer to each other, according to what has been said and according to what the scene was. So that was that moment. And then we have a moment with Stacey and Timu working out in Stacey's home. So I guess Timu is back in the home, kind of on and off with Stacey and Arabella. Arabella is next door at the neighbor's house. So, you know, they thought they'd have some quality time together. Timu said, well, let's get a workout in. So they got on the machines, they lifting. They squat. Well, Stacy's lifting, Stacy's squatting. She making all these noises and doing the most in the gym. And you know what? I will give this. Stacy is the extra girl, and she does extra very well. So I was here for it. I said, go Stacy, okay? They do still have separate homes, but they are cohabitating together. He is coming over. They feel that they made the right decision when it came to separating themselves and then falling back in love with one another and really keeping the love between them so that they can keep hope alive with them. Arabella still does not know that they are still together, but things have not really changed because according to Stacy, Timu has been there this whole time along anyways, and they've been co-parenting together. So it's not nothing unusual for Arabella, but Arabella's happiness is most important to the both of them. And so they are doing their best to make sure that they are keeping their daughter happy. And then I'll stop it after this scene. Angel and let's see, the clan. So Angel is still working on getting moved out of this house. You know, she's her husband is running around with the kids. She's trying to plan this whole vacation and everything together. She said that they're going to move in God's timing, so they're not rushing. They're not worried about it, but they are going to move back to Colorado. Angel is going to give the Wonderland experience to the ladies. This is her luxury outdoor camping themed party that she's going to have, but it's also her business. They have mindfulness hiking experiences, fly fishing and horseback riding and staying in beautiful mountain airs and having a good time. She will not tolerate the ladies' disrespect under her roof, so there will be a separate house for the other ladies. And, you know, she wants to have a little party for the ladies to celebrate them coming up and being a part of them. And so Bobby said, well, yeah, you know, y'all, we could throw a little cookout. I'll come and clean up behind the ladies. That way you don't have to worry about it. She said, no, we are going to clean up and we are going to host this party. So I'll stop there, Diva. Those three scenes: Tia and her family chores, Stacy and Timu working out, and then Angel and getting ready for this trip that she's hosting.
They could have cut all of those scenes.
Not cut them off.
I was sitting there like, you know, I really can't get with, you know, I'm trying to warm up to Tia.
Mm-hmm.
I love Tia, so I'm trying to really warm up to Tia. But we done seen a scene like this with Tia before. And I'm over it with the cleaning of the house and the chores. And the kids are over it too, right? Because they were sitting there like bored and over it, okay? And all these kids are different than the housewives kids from back in the day. Because these is a new generation, new bunch, and they all got mouths on them. Okay, so, you know, I like the son, though. I like Tia's son. He seemed to be the calmest, but I was like, ugh, okay. The whole scene could have been cut, but she has a gorgeous family. Gorgeous family. You know, her telling us about the sister, you know, I feel for her because there's a lot of families where this actually happens, right? And these dads and these husbands, they need to keep it in their pants. And like, you marry, be with your wife. Okay. But anyway, you know, looking forward to meeting Amira, whatever. Okay. So that scene was whatever to me. Okay. You know, Timo and Stacy, you know, I love Stacy, but she was doing the most with the noises. And Stacy is tiny, okay? And Timo don't want her to have no butt. He like her just like he wants her just like that, okay? So Timo wants her just like that. Yeah, the sister is beautiful. Tia's sister is beautiful. Tia is beautiful. Tia is beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they look a lot. They look a lot alike.
Look a lot alike. So Timo and Stacy workout scene, whatever. I like I said, it could have been a cut for me. Angel, that scene definitely could have been cut. If they said, okay, here go these three scenes, which one you can only cut one? It would have been Angel's. Like, she's trying too hard. She's doing too much, and it's not working. I'm over you, Angel, because you're not telling the truth. I felt like you being hard on Tia, but now we see each other. I won't be mad if she doesn't return. Yeah. We see each other. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm trying to, because I know y'all love her. I'm trying to warm up to her. I'm like, whatever. She's just there. She's there. She's not giving us much, but she's there, right? You know, Angel, her husband Bobby's over it too. And Bobby's trying to participate and help you, girl. Then you're like, no, we gonna clean up. I was like, whatever, girl.
Yeah, the scene with Tia and her family, this is what I take from that. You can tell that Tia's family is totally not into this filming thing. Like, they don't want to be a part. I also feel that, and this kind of ties into Married to Medicine as well a little bit from last week's episode, Diva. I don't have children, but parents, they raise their children, right? And you think you're kind of doing, the right thing for the most part or whatever. And then as they get older, you just start seeing things that you kind of missed out on. Like, oh, maybe I should have started giving them chores at an early age. Oh, maybe I should have started teaching them financial.
Don't get me started on that, because I'm going to get emotional. Don't get me started, but you ain't never lie. You ain't never lie. Don't get me started. Okay. Child, if you could turn back the clock,
we're gonna take our personal feelings.
Yeah, I promise you I would do it a little different, but go ahead.
It's okay. But that's the thing, but still at the end of the day, Diva, I feel like for the most part, overall, they still turn out to be pretty decent people. Productive members of society. And that's what you want to create, productive members of society.
100%.
And I think Tia realizes that her kids have gotten so far without any kind of real responsibility. Like, she's trying to instill that, but at the same token, it's a little too late and the kids are not here for it. So that's what I kind of gathered from that. But I do feel that they have a real family-oriented family. Like, I can tell that they're not putting on for the cameras. I would rather your family come on here and be themselves and really be like, oh, I'm not here for this, than for them to fake and front for the cameras and not give us reality TV. And I feel that Tia has really given us something, especially for her first season, especially in my opinion, if we're going to compare her to Angel and Kay, who have done nothing. This is Kay's second season and she still ain't doing nothing. Tia has really come in. She's introduced us to her family. We're going to meet this sister later on. We've really gotten something from her. So I'm enjoying her. Stacey and Timu, their little workout scene, I thought it was cute. I enjoyed it. It's nice to see, in my opinion, because I was very curious about this Timu character, if you may. I was curious of how he kind of operated, who he was, if he was anything like TJ, because, TJ was alone in last season. So I was just like, I want to know what this dynamic and relationship. And from this scene, and even from the last scene, with my eyes, and I'm a pretty good judge of character, I really can tell the authentic relationship between her and Timu. She's not doing this for the camera. He's not doing this for the camera. They truly have a love for Arabella, and they really want their family to be together based off of what I am seeing right now. And so I truly enjoyed that scene with them. Stacey is extra, and I'm going to always be here for the extra because I'm extra too. So go, girl, get your thing. Angel and Bobby. Lackluster. That's all I can say is lackluster. It's no feeling behind anything they do. Angel is just like a bump on the log. Like, she's like what was the character they call her? Eeyore. She's Eeyore. Just this sad, low energy, like bringing nothing to the camera. She's brought nothing other than her sister Ingram. That's the only thing she's brought to the camera was Ingram. Outside of Ingram, you've brought nothing to Potomac. And it's not enjoyable. And it's cute for you to get on all these interviews and say this little stuff and give these little reads and stuff, but you're not doing anything on the very show that you sit on every week. What's the point of doing all of this outside of the show if you're not going to come onto the show and bring anything? Stacey is consistently bringing something to the show. Tia is consistently, either if she's not bringing something, she's laying back just enough to play the back role, but still when somebody calls her to the carpet, aka Jazzy, aka Stacey, she does what needs to be done. She does something. You let your best friend who brought you on the show chin check you. Bye.
And she's been getting chin checked by everybody else ever since. Funny. She's been getting chin checked by everybody else ever since.
Ever since. So it's just, I'm not feeling it. Her personality doesn't fit with this group. She's not engaging with the group. Like, she's not bringing anything. Angel's personality is dry. Her voice is dry. Not the hair is dry. Kick her off. Angel wants to be nice, but her personality isn't nice. She should have, yes, I believe that. She should lean into some more. I believe her personality is not nice either, Diva. I really do. And I feel like I said this earlier in the season. She's the mean girl. She is. And
she's an undercover mean girl.
She is. She's an undercover mean girl. She's the fat girl that really wasn't treated right and didn't get a lot of attention. And so now she's the mean girl who tries to use her meanness, even though she is beautiful, her meanness and beauty to kind of win over people, if that makes sense. And she's not being herself. It is very obvious that she's not being herself on this camera, because you get in these confessionals, you talk about these girls, you read them down, but then in the scene, you don't do anything but cry all the damn time. Like, we don't want that. We don't need that.
And it's just like, she's gorgeous.
Gorgeous. Beautiful lady. She's smart. I watched the after show. She is so educated, Diva. She is so smart. She has a beautiful voice. She could bring so much more to this show. But I'm kind of rolling with the other girls. I feel like you set this house up to be here for the show, not realizing that it was still going to be running, and it just threw you all off. It messed you up. And we're seeing it fall out in real time. It's really happening.
But if you got all this family out there, no family member would take you in. Child, be like, listen, we got like 5 more episodes left. Can we squat at your house? And I'm gonna tell the people that, you know, we what do you call it, Royaire? We you know, looking for a house or whatever.
Look, tell them the truth. We're unhoused.
We're unhoused. That part.
Let's see. Miss P said, please hear me out. Let's give Angel another season without Keiarna. I think that Angel will be more open and be better without Keiarna.
Well, she would be forced to think for herself.
Goodbye. The people say, Osha Dreamer says she makes me depressed. And she does. She just brings a gloom over the scene every time. Like,
every time.
It's just, we had enough gloomy seasons prior to this. We don't need no gloom. We don't need that at all.
We good. I'm good on Angel. Bye, Angel.
Bye. So next up in our scene, we have Wendy and Eddie's new home renovation, which, oh my God. First of all, Diva, I told you they was going to be done with them renovations. Secondly, beautiful, fabulous. The amount of money that they spent obviously was worth it because the house was laid out and gorgeous. So they did complete all of the first floor. Wendy shares with us. And she is happy the way it turned out. Her favorite area is the kitchen area. She just loves it so much. And so it was a 2-month process. She said it felt like it was 2 years, but it was only a 2-month process. And she's glad that all the renovations are done and completed. You know, Wendy and Eddie, they kind of chit-chatted. So she's talking about the next projects that she wants to work on. She either wants to do the basement or build a pool in the backyard. Well, guess what? They both agreed on building a pool in the backyard. So I guess they had to get ready for their next scheme to set up to come to us with the BS, okay? Because they need their pool redone. Wendy wants to contact her dad because, you know, she has not heard from her dad in over 20 years. Or seen her dad in over 20 years. She's heard from him very little. She traveled to Nigeria to go see her dad. He never showed up. And so Wendy does not want something to happen to her dad and all of this time go past and she didn't say anything. She didn't reach out to him. So she's just in a place of really trying to build back a relationship with her dad that left over 20 years ago. You know, she has shared in the past episodes that her and her dad were married. Her mom and dad were married. And then a little bit after her and her sister were born, you know, they left. They separated. Dad walked out. Mom got remarried. And so she did have a good relationship with her stepdad, but she longed for that relationship with her birth dad. Let's see. Because she was so young, she really didn't understand what was going on between her parents, but she did feel the void and the loss of her dad once he left. So she does reach out to her dad. Her dad's name is Edwin. She calls over. And Diva, I don't know if the conversation was different because of cultural differences, or was I just feeling that Edwin did not really care about Wendy and didn't care to talk to her and didn't really, care about what she had to say. Were you getting that, or was it just me?
No, I wasn't getting that.
Okay. To me, the conversation was just very lackluster. I don't know if that's how they edited it like that, but it was just, hey, how you doing? I'm good. I miss you, Dad.
Well, I'm guessing. So Wendy, how old is Wendy?
She's in her 40s.
So you got to think, Wendy's in her 40s. So her dad, at the very least, even if we say they got married in the 20s, right? Mm-hmm. So you got to figure the dad's in the 60s, maybe approaching 70s, right? So the dad, he's definitely in the 60s, maybe approaching 70, right? At the very least, you got to understand that generation is not a cell phone, FaceTime, all of that type of generation.
Okay.
So so I didn't take that at all. My dad, he said what he said on the phone, but you knew he loved you, right? And he wasn't big on that phone. And when he was time for him to go, he's like, all right now, like like, that's it.
Most people do be like that because my granny was like that. Well, listen, I got to go.
I got to go. Yes, honey, yes. So when they're ready to get off that phone, they're ready to get off that phone. And then you got to understand that, of course, she had to tell him, this is, they trying to make it seem like it's random. But of course, she had to tell him we're filming.
Okay, yeah.
So that adds a lot of extra nerves onto it too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, she's talking to Dad. He didn't really want to talk about the past or dwell on it. He said the past is the past. He wants to move towards a positive future. He does miss Wendy and he loves her. Dad asked to speak to Eddie. Bring Eddie out. Bring Eddie out. The people love Eddie, Diva, okay? Dad went over, or she went and got Eddie. Eddie and Dad spoke. It was a great conversation. From my vantage point, I think Dad really likes Eddie, and Eddie seems to be very respectful and honorable of Dad as well. So it was a great conversation. And Wendy seemed happy about everything, that kind of went down with her and her dad. So yeah, and then she's not putting any expectations on the relationship. She's going to see where it goes and roll with it. And so, Diva, I think that's the great thing about, for me personally, this whole scene is that they did get to have that conversation, letting go of the past and looking forward to the future. I think it's great that Wendy is not putting expectations on him, because what do they say? Anytime you put expectations on somebody, be ready to be let down, because the people will let you down every single time. So I'm glad she's not expecting anything, but she's open to looking to what the relationship could bring to her. I'm going to throw this scene in here as well. Giselle has a foundation meeting with Ashley Brianna. She is the Chief Development Officer for the Brain Tumor Society. They raised over $1.2 million at the race last year, the Race for Hope in DC. Giselle shares that she hasn't heard anything about her dad's estate in the last 30 days. Normally in between those 30-day periods since the last court date, she would have had the answer. I want to say, Diva, the last time we checked in, they were going back for a final answer, and so the judge didn't give one. So I'm assuming they're still waiting on that final result from the judge. But she did say that working with the Brain Tumor Society, it helps her to feel closer to her dad. It helps her feel like that she's keeping her dad's hope and his legacy alive, and it makes her feel good to be doing work in the community to help the Cancer Society. So that was that scene. And then I'll stop here because we can put those next two scenes together.
Yeah, so Wendy and her talking, first of all, and this is the part that breaks my heart about what Wendy and Eddie are going through. Such a good couple, such a great example of, people really being in love, and husbands and wife being 10 toes down for each other. You know what I'm saying? He was encouraging of her calling her father, and she called her father. I thought it was a good moment. So let me just say this, and this is just to all couples out there. Sometimes relationships, Child, that listen, my dad.
People do this all the time, Diva, and I hate it. Like, don't be hanging up on me. Say goodbye. Say I love you.
They done. That's why I didn't see that conversation no way sideways.
All right, I misjudged. I misjudged.
I know how the older people act on it. They beef on them cell phones and stuff like that, and then FaceTime and all that. So, but anyway, I was here for the conversation because I think what couples got to understand is, you know, if you and I didn't work out, but we got kids, that's fine. You and I didn't work out, but I shouldn't be bad mouthing you to the kids, and you shouldn't be bad mouthing me about me to the kids either, right? And whatever that mother relationship was with the father, that was your relationship and your experience with the father. But you shouldn't poison the kids' mind against their father.
Yes.
So I just, you know, I just feel like, you know, if she had an opportunity to connect with her father on any level, connect with your father on any level. And if you truly are a believer, the Bible says, how many times should you forgive? It says 7 times, 7 times, 7 times, 7 times 7. In other words, you keep forgiving over and over again. And to me, especially when it comes to your family. And as a woman, and even there's some bitter males out there, but as a woman, if your kid is 41, and you're still bitter what that father did back when you had him, when you need therapy. You need therapy. Wendy Dassey was sad. They knew he was lying, but she was trying. She was trying. And you know what? But the fact that this man even did the phone call is monumental in terms of how their relationship was and how she hasn't seen him, and how when she went to Nigeria, he wouldn't show up. So yeah, I just, the scene was heart-wrenching to me, because I'm feeling for Wendy, and it gives me more insight, but I'll talk about that more in the last scene as to why Wendy ended up in the situation that she's currently in now.
Yeah,
I'll talk more on that last scene.
Yeah.
Now, here I am. Oh yeah, we didn't get to that scene yet, but yes, she was. Giselle in her talking to the charity. You know what? I'm here for
preach I am 50 gold, because that's the truth.
Yeah, the Evelyn Braxton syndrome. Yep. And that syndrome is horrific, and it's detrimental to the kids' mental well-being.
Yeah.
You know, Giselle in the charity, I'm here for. 1.3 million is nothing to laugh about.
Mm-hmm.
I know she was very close to her father, and I understand what she's saying by saying, you know, her doing this, it's just keeping his memory alive, and it's making her feel good, like she's doing something for the dad, because, you know, they're still fighting over the dad's estate. I think where Giselle and this estate thing is going a little array is Giselle doesn't recognize families, right? Because Giselle likes nobody that has an actual family. She's good with Ashley because Ashley's single. Okay. She was good with Ashley because Ashley and Michael was never going to be nothing or have nothing or really anything like that. She's good with Monique now, probably coming back because Monique is single. But if you got a family or look like you're about to have some type of family, Giselle is coming for your throat. Okay. So that's why, even though Angel is Angel, but that is why her and you know, Angel is, you know, she's no Angel, you got to get over here, whatever the case may be. Right. So I was here for the charity moment. I enjoyed it. I liked it. I'm here for it. Yeah.
Have you seen this recent clip on Pastor Jamal Bryant's page?
No.
This is his wife. These are all the girls. They're taking their Christmas pictures. I love that his family has been able to come together and to blend on one accord. We were talking about Giselle, so I was just interested to see what you thought about this. And, you know, we know how Giselle is about this new wife and, you know, her children. Any thoughts, anything?
Well, no, it's a good thing, right? Because the girls are grown.
I love it.
Yeah, I love it. And her daughters, they got a beautiful family.
Beautiful.
And this new wife, she seems like she's what's up.
Yes, I love Carrie.
A really good person.
I love Carrie Bryant. She is so amazing. She's so amazing.
Yeah.
Not Giselle looks like a replacement.
Yeah, well, you know what, Lawson? That's a problem, right?
It is.
That's a problem. I agree with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly because he got a whole bunch of other kids. And I didn't even like when they was pretending or whatever they was doing with this whole restaurant where him and Giselle was allegedly getting back together, and the restaurant was just for Giselle girls and not the 99 other kids. I'm just saying.
Oh my God. Well, all righty, Jamal. We gonna move on.
Okay.
Yes, but Giselle, I think I really like Giselle working with this foundation. I think it gives her a human side. It allows us to see the humanity in her, a little bit of kindness, a little bit of just that specialness about her and her dad's relationship. We all know that she loved her dad. She was really close with her dad, and he was close with her girls as well. Dad always came down, supporting the girls, supporting Giselle, telling her the truth and shaming the devil. So I'm glad that she is keeping his legacy alive and that she's still fighting, to help not just him, but those who will unfortunately futurely be affected by brain tumors. So shout out to her, putting her name to good use in some kind of way. Eddie and Wendy's home renovations, I thought it was fabulous. The conversation with her dad, like I said, it was a little weird to me at first, but you definitely gave me an understanding of being on the phone at that generation. It's just not a thing, number one. And then number two as well, Diva, a lot of that generation doesn't like talking about things from the past.
Right.
It's uncommon for them to talk about past hurts, past traumas, past anything. They are big on moving towards the future and making a better relationship. Shout out to Wendy's husband, Eddie, who was just always consistently there, pushing and supporting Wendy no matter what. If you want a husband, go find you an Eddie Osefo, okay? Because he is that guy.
Well. Well, remember, Eddie sent the email talking about, is there anything else we can add to make this up to 450,000?
Well, listen, hopefully Eddie is going to be a good man like Apollo and take the downfall for Wendy like Phaedra, like he did for Phaedra. So we're going to count on, we're going to keep hope alive for him being a good man.
Time will tell. Okay.
So we rolling up on our last three scenes. So the next two scenes, we have Kay is moving. Diva. Every scene that I watch Kay and Greg in, I'm just like, oh my God, get me out of here. Somebody change the channel, cut it off, cut the scene, do something. Because what in the world are we doing, okay? So Kay is moving back in again with Greg into the new house that they were allegedly building together that her name was supposed to be on as well, but is no longer on there because she went and bought a condo that he did not pay for, nor did he put anything into it. And now she's turning over the condo into, I don't know if she's putting it in a trust that's over him, but she's still keeping it in her name. I don't know how that's working, but it sounds like a bunch of foolishness. It sounds like a scheme that Greg is setting up to come to Kay with the BS later on down the road when it's time for her to give up this condo and he takes it. That's what it sounds like to me, because she ain't putting her name on it. We'll talk about that. So Kay is moving in. And I guess it's a little different this time, Diva, because at least he's helping her with the boxes this time. He did go out, he goes in and get the boxes with her, so I guess that's a change and a positive thing, I guess. Now Greg, he brings in, he says, listen, I'm excited about you moving in. What are your plans for moving in? And she said, well, what are your plans? And so he says he just plans on smiling and being quiet. I said, not smile and be quiet. You don't have no plans as a man, as a father, as a future fiance, as a future husband. You don't have nothing planned other than walk around and smile and be quiet. We starting off wrong already. Kay says that she is not worried about a ring. She's worried about love, respect, and support from her man. And that's all that matters. Greg, he has a gift for Kay. He had it in a big moving box. He said he was trying to disguise it. So she said, "Oh, Greg, this is so sweet." She opens up this box, which was in another box. The other box has some flowers, some red roses, because he said that's her favorite flower. I said, these basic generic ass red roses, child. Who can't do this? Basic. Nothing special. Then she pulls out a bag out of the box. And so this bag is the same bag from the ring shop that he was going at ring shopping with her mom, Michelle, and with Angel. This is the last episode, I believe. Okay. So Kay says, "Oh my God, this is the place. I got the place." She's excited. She opening up the bag and untying ribbons and doing the most. "Is it a ring?" He said, "Oh my God, is it a ring?" She opens the bag and the box and the wrapping. It's a picture frame.
For their first picture.
A picture frame for them first picture. So Kay goes into college, she gets up and hugs him. "Thank you, babe." Then she gets in her confessionals and tries to convince us that she ain't worried about a ring, that this is her and Greg's love. This is their relationship. And they're not doing this to show anybody anything. So she don't need no ring to show nobody, to impress nothing for nobody. She just needs his love, respect, and that's it, okay? Now, Kay brings up the condo situation, in regards to, I guess, I don't know if he's putting it in his name, but still keeping it in her name, or putting it in a trust, or I don't know how this foolishness is working out. But pretty much she asks, "Are you going to put the house in my name?" And he said, "Well, if we get married, when you get married," is what he said. "When you get married, everything will be ours anyway. So it ain't no need to put it in your name or you to put that in my name. It just is what it is." He said, "I don't plan on being here forever anyways. So it ain't no need to switch the names." She said, "Because in 5 or 6 years, we're going to leave. We're moving, right? In 5 years. He said, "Well, maybe it's 5 or 6. She said, 5 years. And I'm holding you to it." He said, "You're going to hold me to that." And she said, "Yes, I am." Kay, if desperation had a scene next to it, this would be it. Desperate, desperate, desperate is what it screamed. It screamed sad. It screamed, "I need a man in my life so that I can be happy." It screamed that I don't value myself. I don't value what I bring to the table. This was a horrible scene to me, Diva. It was embarrassing. It was cringing. And then to have to go on your confessionals to kind of backpedal and cover up all of the foolishness that's shooting in this scene. "We love one another. We don't need a ring to solidify our love." Girl, why do this man need to buy the cow when he already getting the milk? In the words of Giselle, you've lost your power.
I'm 50 Gold said he gave her a blank frame for a blank future. Oh God.
Come on, blank for blank, period. How you doing?
Come on, Greg and King must be buddies. They gotta be.
Come on, the thirsty and wrestler.
Child, listen. Kay will be single for another 5 years.
Forever. Forever.
Greg, no, he won't be around in 5 to 6 years.
Because the sad thing is,
the lies.
And the sad thing, Diva, is if other people see this on TV, if y'all don't work out, others will see that this is what you tolerated and put up with, and they can do the same thing to you. She gonna be looking foolish for a long time by herself. And then I'll throw this scene in here as well. Tia and her sister, Amira, they go to lunch together. They catch up with each other. Tia, talks about, her and Amira, like I said earlier, they met in their teenage years. She did not get close with Amira until after the passing of her dad, because of course she was teen mom. So, mom wasn't really close to the daughter, or to this new child that was coming in, they did, her dad did cheat on her mom and have these two children within their relationship, you know, and so Tia just was not team Amira at all. The kids did meet Amira a few years ago, and so they still do remember her, so they seem to have had a nice little relationship or whatever. Amira lives in the capital of Nigeria, so she is visiting. Let's see. Like I said, Tia was resistant and missing meeting her because of her mom. Tia felt that, you know, her dad's passing pulled them closer together because, you know, they had to be there to help support or help in the passing of their dad so that they can have closure as well, the other two children. Amir remembers Tia calling her after their dad passed and said, you know, I want you to know that you're loved and we're here for you. We're going to get through this together. Tia's father, you know, Tia remembers that her dad did ask her to invite Amira to her wedding, and Tia did not do that because she felt like it was her day, you know, and she's considering her mother as well. And she doesn't want this girl there who you had by cheating on her mom. But now that she has grown and has matured more, she understands that her dad was just trying to get all of his children to be together in one place on one accord at one time. And, you know, Diva, this is such a real scene for me because so many people, unfortunately, experience this in real life where their parent has stepped out of the marriage, or, you know, their parent is with their parent and then another child pops up. Or heck, even sometimes, Diva, we don't even find out until we get to the funeral and somebody coming to sit down on the front row and we don't know who you are and pop up and you're the child, you know, of my dad. So this scene was very touching. It was very real to me. It was reality. And it's nice to see that Tia has the maturity to build a relationship with her sister and move forward outside of the mistakes that her father made. So I really enjoyed this scene as well. And I thought it was a nice little lesson for those people who do have outside siblings. Get to know them. Number one, you don't want to be sleeping with your siblings that you don't know about, number one. And number two, building that bond and connection. Though your parents made a mistake doesn't mean that y'all have to be the mistake of your parents, in my opinion. So I thought those two scenes were, or that scene was really, really nice. But anything on those two scenes?
Yeah, Greg and Keiarna, he played her. He chin checked her. He chin checked her. Okay, because he gave her a box and then go and give her something that looked like it's from the jewelry shop and it's a picture frame. At the very least, he could have had a nice picture. They've been together long enough. Like, where's the picture? Nice picture in there with them in it. But you know what? Keiarna's here for it. It's giving me, when I really sat back and assessed this scene, I'm feeling like Keiarna doesn't have the money she claims she has. I feel like Greg has money, right? And I feel like he helped fund her condo. I feel like this condo was in her name partially. She keeps saying, oh, you gave it to me as a gift. I'm not going for that. I'm not going that this man just has money to throw around like that, but he doesn't want to get her a ring. This whole situation is off, right? Her moving back in and her name was never on the house. Well, we knew that when you got kicked out. She said she moved out. I say she got kicked out. It is what it is, right? We knew, because you can't get kicked out of something that you help, pay for and buy into. You can't
get kicked out of something that you didn't even move into, because the house wasn't even done last season when they was.
But you know what? It was full of it. So now you come in and you move back in. You talking about, oh, he helping with the boxes this time, girl. When somebody show you who they are, believe it. And listen, he let her know. But you know what though? I got to give it to Greg. He not lying to her. He let her know straight up on the camera. Same thing happened to Todd. Signed the prenup on the camera. He let her know on the camera that he will never, there's no need to ever put this house in your name. And she had to remind him, my life, my man, my condo, and my picture frame. My life, my man, my condo, my picture frame. Now, listen. At the end of the day, this scene was very cringe. I felt for her, but you know what? If this is what your mother told you, don't do it. If you ain't listening to your mother, you definitely ain't gonna listen to the diva. So have fun, Kay. But this man is not going to marry you
at all.
He's not.
Mm-mm.
And he let you know that house there will never be a need to put your name on that house. Never. He was like, nah, don't
You ain't going on the deed, girl, so give it up. Your name is not going on the deed.
Your name is on the condo. My name is on this house. Is never a need for us to
cohabitate.
He don't want you. Hey, how many times does this man got to tell you he don't want you? So not for nothing. I don't know if she wants children, but he's playing with your childbearing years, but you allowing it, boo-boo. Mm-hmm. You allowing it. And he got no need to wash that because he got kids. There's no need for the rest because he got kids. Okay, you getting played. You being stepmama. You're never going to get to be able to be mama. Mm-hmm. And he don't even want to marry you. And then when you're done living in that house and he wants you out, you're going to have to leave because it's his house. Okay, this is an epic fail. Okay, so this is, you know how Sesame Street used to show you like 5 or 10 squares. They'd be like, which one of these don't belong? Okay.
Okay. You and Angel don't belong.
Okay. Listen. You know what? The people need to go back to watching the educational programs. For me, when I was growing up, Royaire, it's Channel 13. But see, with all this streaming stuff now, the people ain't watching the educational channel. They need to go back to watching Channel 13. And now Channel 13, they need to do some adult programs because there's some messed up adults out there that don't have a clue.
Some of the adults need to just go back to the childhood stuff because they need to fix the childhood before they can even get to the adulthood.
Well, we need the Cookie Monster to talk to them, Big Bird and all of that, because these people they out here being foolish, okay?
Come on, Mr. Rogers, where are you?
It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. Wonderful day in the neighborhood. Would you be mine? I mean, girl. She can't be this slow. And you know what's sad, Royaire? I can tell her self-esteem is low because the girl is gorgeous.
Beautiful.
All his skin.
Beautiful.
Slays in the clothes.
Body for days.
Always looking cute. But up here, it ain't working.
Empty. The mall is open, but ain't nobody shopping. The elevator ain't going to the top floor. All the issues. Yeah.
No, the mall's open, but all the stores seem to be closed. Child. Even when, just to step back for a minute, even when she talked about her girl Angel, she didn't even know what to say about Angel getting kicked out and not understanding when the lease was up, when it wasn't up, if she's in an Airbnb or a rental.
Girl.
And me and Angel been friends for 20 years. Yeah, I believe that. Y'all sure have. Y'all both are dumb.
Dumb and dumber.
Okay. So Tia and I Half Sister was a great scene. What I really loved about it is, come on, Lawson, PBS. Come on, PBS. Bring it back. We need to come back, PBS, because the people out here lost. Now, Tia and Half Sister, I'll be quick with this. I thought it was a great scene. And I love the way the sister told her, like, when the dad died, she said, you are loved. Because, see, the problem with what Amara was, Tia and her family had the dad in the house. Yeah, come on, not follow the yellow brick road. You ain't had to do that.
Not if only I had a brain.
My kid got to follow the yellow brick road. If I only had a brain. Listen, don't do that because I love that. I love the Wizard of Oz. Listen, 10 and a half sister, beautiful scene. Beautiful scene. Mm-hmm. Beautiful scene. It was. And I love the way she said, you are loved. But I understood why she said that because Tia and her family, the dad stayed there.
Yeah.
And then the other girl, they was the side family. They was. And and the dad tried to merge the families. You understand what I'm saying? But Tia
her mama didn't sign up to be no sister wife.
No, she did not. That mama was like, all right, you had that family, but they ain't got nothing to do with this over here. We ain't doing that. Yeah. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, those two scenes. I mean, I really enjoy Tia and Amira scene, you know, very real. And that's what I'm talking about. Tia is bringing, she ain't fluffing no BS for us. You know, this family is quirky and odd and they don't like to do nothing. She ain't afraid to show it. Tia in this relationship with her sister. We seen her brother last week. I'm truly enjoying it. Kei and Greg, it's just best that y'all get off this TV screen because it ain't looking good for neither one of y'all. Neither one of y'all. You're looking like the man that has no respect for a woman, you know, who don't care, you know, what she got going on. And Kay, you just looking like the girl that's going to let a man walk all over you and step all over you for the rest of your life. So the best of luck to the both of them, Carrie and Mr. Biggs. Her name was Carrie and what was that? Sex and the City. Is that right? Sex and the City?
Mm-hmm.
So, our last scene of the night, Diva. Wendy and Mama Drama. Diva, this scene, it was a lot to watch because so much happened. So many feelings and emotions were involved. And for me personally, I was able to sympathize with everybody's side of the situation.
I understand what you're saying.
I can have sympathy, but I was not a fan of the behavior that happened. I was not a fan of the behavior, specifically from Mama Susan. So, you know, we open up this scene. Wendy has invited her sister Ivy and Mama Susan over to tour the new renovations in Wendy's home. And Wendy is super excited about it. You know, she called all the children down. Eddie came down. You know, she wants to open the door and say, welcome. Like, she is just super excited and she's happy. You know, so they come in, they tour the house. Mama Susan loved everything, and Wendy was very concerned because, as we all know, Mama Susan has an opinion about everything, and she is not afraid to let her opinion be known. Wendy's mom, Diva, has always given me nice, nasty. More so nasty than nice. And we really seen it show in this last scene today. Now, Susan said that it must have cost Wendy an arm and a leg to, you know, do all of the renovations in her house. And I told you not to buy a new house because I guess Wendy was going to go out and buy a new house. And she did not. I guess Mama Susan said, no, renovate what you got. And so they did, and they did a fabulous job. Now, Wendy brings up, you know, in this conversation as well, that she called and spoke to her dad. As soon as the word dad fell out of her mouth,
child,
the whole energy flipped upside down in the room, okay? The kids were shocked, Wendy was shocked, and Eddie was too. So, you know, Susan had to take a seat because Susan was standing up. She had to sit down. She said, this is going to be a long conversation, Wendy. Wendy shared that the conversation with her dad was really good. He was apologetic and he was very optimistic about the future. And, you know, she hopes that, you know, they can go and reach out and continue to build a positive relationship. Ivy feels that she does not want Wendy to get her hopes up. She's glad that she did reach out to her dad, but don't get your hopes up because he is a disappointment to them continuously. Susan said that, you know, she gave birth to Wendy and that he was a sperm donor. Wendy said, well, I don't think that's very fair because y'all were married together. And so you just can't say that he was a sperm donor. Susan said he didn't help her do nothing. She had the baby. He was there for a few months and then he checked out and went on about his business and never checked in on her to see how things were going. Wendy asked Cruz if he could take Cam upstairs because at this point, Wendy mama was going off talking negatively about her dad, you know, and Wendy felt that it was inappropriate for the children to be around while Mama Susan was talking negatively about the grandfather that, first of all, Wendy is trying to build a positive relationship. And secondly, she's trying to get her children to have a relationship with him. Susan said, don't do that. I'm not your friend group. I'm not, you know, one of your little boy toys. I'm your mama. And you need to respect me. She said, you already pissed me off, so don't piss me off even more. I said, damn, Mama Susan, don't piss you off even more. She came to see Wendy's renovation. She didn't come to hear about this man and all that he got going on. She had not one, not two, not three, Diva, but 4 jobs to take care of Wendy. She put Wendy through school and spent all of her money to take care of Wendy. and you gonna come in her face and talk about this man and how you miss him and you want to build a relationship with him and you love him, she's done with it. Wendy felt, that talking about her dad in front of the kids was wrong and disrespectful. And, Ivy agreed with it, but then she also said it was disrespectful for Wendy to point her finger in her mom's face and do the most. Now, Diva, I didn't see that. Did you see that?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Ivy feels funny that Wendy is protecting her dad when her dad has done nothing for her or Wendy. Susan says that they flew across the world to go meet, and see their dad, and he didn't even show up. He didn't have the decency to show up and meet the grandchildren or to see you either. Wendy was not here for the fake tears at this point because Mama Susan starts crying. And so she says, see, this is what you always do. You make everything about you. You doing these fake tears. I'm not here for that. Susan said, she said, don't assault me. Eddie then comes in the room and so said, what you here to do? You here to protect her and to cover her? See what you doing? This is why she's spoiled. This is her problem. Wendy said that she was upset with Ivy because she always takes her mom's side. And this is why she wants to build a relationship with her dad, because it's always been 2 against 1. Ivy and Mama Susan always stand up for each other, and then Wendy is left by herself, having to fend for herself. Susan tells Wendy, oh, shut up. Shut the F up, okay? She's tired of hearing about this. Susan said, look at this girl over there crying and you're catering to her. That's her problem. Ivy said, what did she say? Ivy said, Mom, you're doing a lot, but we're going to leave. Did you tell us to get the F out? We're going to leave. Go ahead and unmic me and take this mic off and we leaving. So Ivy walks out the door. Susan has a whole monologue for Wendy, okay? Susan said, the last time I talked to you about your dad, I comforted you, Wendy. That wasn't me supporting his stupid ass. You look at her working, all those jobs, and she quit her job to come and take care of Wendy's kids, and this is the thanks that she gets. She's upset, and she said, you want to go there and be there for your dad? Well, you go kiss his butt. How about that? And so she gets up and walks out. Wendy said that she's used to this. If they're not on the band, if she's not on the bandwagon with dragging her dad, it's a problem, and they turn against Wendy, and that's why she yearns for a relationship with her dad. Because her mom and sister always stand up against her. And she said nobody's here for her. But Eddie said, well, I'm here with you, baby, and I'm here for you. Shout out to you, okay? This is what a husband does. He comes and comforts his wife. And he didn't argue with the ladies. He didn't cuss them out. Not the Holy Ghost fire lady cussing. Because that's what she's supposed to be, the Holy Ghost fire mama. I said, shame on Mama Susan. Shame on you. To get up in this house, Wendy just wanted to show you her renovations. She wanted to share that she is talking to her dad. What mom, Diva, and this is a little problematic for me, and I don't have children, and, I'm never going to be a woman, so I can't understand this, but what mother is going to have an issue with their child trying to build a relationship with their father, no matter how he treated you? It's not about you. This is about Wendy getting to know her dad and building some type of relationship to be in relationship with him, to hopefully introduce her children to him so that he can make up for the lost time of the years that he chose not to be there. Granted, he chose not to be there, but here's now an opportunity that your daughter is trying to reach out to him so that she can build that bond, and you're basically cussed your daughter out for trying to be with her dad, to be in support of her dad and in support of a relationship between the two of them, and then for the sister to sit over here and to back mom. It was ridiculous to be cussing and fussing in front of the children, to talk badly about any parent. It was horrible. Mama Sue once went completely off. Happy holidays, Royaire and Miss Diva. Yes, she did. And it was totally unnecessary. Wendy just wants to build a positive relationship with her dad. And I see why, because look at the relationship with you. This is horrible. This is how you talk to your daughter, who's taking care of you, who's giving you an allowance every month, who's paying for your surgeries. This is how you talk to her? Granted, you did lay the foundation for Wendy, but that never gives you the right to disrespect her. It was out of pocket, out of line. It was disgusting, Diva, and it was unpleasant to watch. I didn't like it one bit. And I felt bad for Wendy, number one, but also I understand why Wendy also has issues with women, because she can't get along with her mama and her sister because of their foolishness.
This scene was so disheartening and sad to me. Let me see what Linda's saying. I'm on mother's side. She have a relationship with her father. She have to see what her dad really, I should not discuss her dad when her mother is visiting. This scene was very disheartening to me.
It was.
And like you said, I saw all angles of it, but I'm leaning more towards Wendy because the mom is the mom, right? And I feel like, okay, I get it, mom. You stepped up, but you had these kids. You gotta step up, right? And I'm gonna get to that too. They were literally just in Nigeria a few months early, and the man was a no-show. So his neglectful actions aren't really a thing of the past. Yeah. So here's the deal. As the mom, and your daughter wants to have a relationship with her father, I would say, you know what? I would just tell her, you know what? She would have told me, I spoke to dad. I would have been like, I'm happy for you. And I hope, he continues to be whatever in your life. That's how I would have did that. Right. But the mother is still bitter, and her anger and conversation is really coming from a place of bitterness versus love, right? Because if the mother was healed, there would be no need to say, I worked 3 jobs to put you through school. Wendy already knows that. I was the one that was there for you. Wendy already knows that. I came over and watched your kids. Wendy already knows that. You went to Nigeria, and this man didn't even show up for you, but you still, what the mother heard was you still singing his praises because he picked up the phone and he tried to talk to you. Wendy already knows that. Then his sister chimes in and said, listen, don't get your hopes up. Don't be hurt, because we've been down this road with him before, pretty much, right? So I think as a mother, you have to lean back and let your child have their experience with the father outside of you. And you just be their safe haven when the father, or if the father disappoints them again, you just welcome them back in open arms and say, listen, he is who he is. If you want to be in this man's life, you're going to have to accept him for who he is, so you stop getting hurt by what you want him to be, because he can't be what you want him to be. He can only be who he is. Correct. And as the mother, I feel like she needs to mature up and give Wendy that advice, instead of taking it as, Wendy, how dare you want to praise this man when I was the one that has been here for you, so forth and so on. Do I think Wendy was wrong when she turned to her husband and said, I just want them to get the F out? When his sister heard that, she said, oh, you want us to get the F out your house and we out. Deuces. But the mother, to me, has always been too much. There's this pressure on Wendy to be everything, and then to give back to her mother, because the mother has given so much to her. And I think that's why Wendy and Eddie are in the trouble that they're in now. Because it was always like, I got something to prove. I got to prove that these degrees that I got, that my mother helped me get, that I'm making this money, I could give my mother allowance, I could pay for my house, I can do this. It's just too much pressure. My heart breaks for her on that note. But even though I understood both sides, I'm leaning more towards Wendy's side, because as a mother, from the day you give birth, and actually even before that, while you carrying that child in your room, to the day you die, you're the parent, you're the teacher, you're the one that got to rise above. And Wendy's mother in that scene, she went all the way low. She did not do the Michelle Obama. She went low because she is still angry that this man left her over 40, 50 years ago. Mama Susan, you got to get over it. The best of us have been left behind, okay, to be single parents and do whatever it is we have to do to make the situation work with the children that we had. So rise up, Susan, and become a mother and a grandmother. And for her not to wait to those children, like Wendy asked, were out of the room, was another low blow from the mother. She's trying to say excuse the children. And little, what's little mama name?
Cameron,
she mouthy.
But look at what she's around. Look at what she's on.
She mouthy though.
It makes sense.
Like, why I got to go? Why I got to no, Cameron, get your behind up them steps with your brothers. Because the adults gotta talk here.
Grown folks conversation.
Okay? Now that's another thing, old school. We knew when to leave the room. We knew when to exit the building. And you just stood by your store at your door. Or I ain't live in the house when I was growing up. But for them, did you stand by the edge of the steps? You closed the door. You act like you pretend like you closed the door. You at the edge of the step. Listen, oh my God, you heard what Nana said to mommy? Girl, get upstairs.
And if you're really good, you can sit in the room because you're supposed to be seen and not heard. How you doing?
Get upstairs though, because your mother told you to go. Get upstairs. And now Eddie, I love the way Eddie loves Wendy.
Yes.
And I love the way he handled the conversation. He didn't come out there to side with either one. But listen, then Susie tried to take him to Mama Susan because she was like, you the man of the household. That conversation was messy, Royaire. She said, you the man. And he said, listen, the voices are trying to get too loud. You know what? I love the way he came out and he did what he did. And I love the way he told Wendy, like, I'm on your side. You could tell Wendy was hurt. And you see what Wendy said. You see why I need somebody else? Because it's always them against me. Yeah. It was a mess.
Shame on Mama Susan.
Oh, we got the room, but you listen from the top of the You still listen. Be like, oh my God, you heard what Auntie said to mommy?
Then you run back to the room and express all the news to everybody.
Wow. Yeah, that's
shame on Mama Susan, for you to be so bitter about what he did to you and not desire for your child to build a relationship with him based off of your bitterness, it shows the immaturity. It really, really does. I think that at the end of the day, you knew who this man was before Wendy knew who he was. You knew his problems, you know his issues, you knew his circumstances. He didn't just become that way when y'all got pregnant and had a baby. He was who he was. And so for you to not allow, and this is for me, for any parent, Diva, for you to not allow your child a safe space for them to talk to you about their other parent, I think it's horrifying. It's horrifying that you can't grow yourself up enough to accept responsibility for the choices that you made because they're here because of the choice that you made with that individual.
Yep.
And for you not to grow yourself up, all she said was that she wants to build a relationship with her dad. How could you be that bitter and upset at someone for wanting to build a relationship from their bloodline? This is her bloodline.
Yeah.
That's how she's going to figure out, and her children, how they're going to figure out what health issues they may have, where they come from, what they know, why they are the way they are. Those are the things that she's going to have to come to you still and ask. And for you to have just ruined that safe space that should have been safe, shame on Miss Susan and shame on her sister Ivy, because for you not to stand up for your sister and let your mom know that she was out of pocket and out of line, shame on the both of you. And like I said, Diva, it makes sense on why Wendy has so many issues with other women, because look at the example that has been set before her. Horrifying.
It was sad to watch. And when her mother said, shut the F up,
I mean, just cuss her out.
I was like,
and told her to kiss his ass.
Yeah, food child.
I said, ma'am, horrible. And you know what else bothers me, Diva? I don't mean to cut you off. I can't stand when a parent rubs in your face what they've done for you. Right. If you don't do that, don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Because if you were just doing it to say that you did something for me, it wasn't done right in the first place.
That part. I'm big on that. Don't keep your money, keep whatever. I'm good. If you're gonna keep throwing it up in my face.
Yeah. I agree.
Oh
But
yeah. So and then they say I took care of your kids. I did that.
why?
Yeah.
Don't do nothing else. Don't do
Yeah,
nothing else.
and Wendy did get an Eddie, but you know what they said? Indirectly, we end up with people that are like our parents.
That's true.
They say that all the time. We end up.
Yarla says it all the time. We marry who our parents, who either who our parents were, or who we wanted them to be, or who we didn't want them to be.
Yeah, it's messy. So he did look like an older Eddie. He looked like, remember, isn't it Eddie Levert, like the singers, and he kind of reminded me of that too. Listen, the fact that her father, like I said, spoke to her and was willing to do a FaceTime with her and didn't ask for Eddie. And I bet you, listen, nobody should be kept away, but a lot of times a father is kept away from their children because they don't want to deal with the mother. If that mother has that energy, just hearing that man's name, could you imagine if he would have tried to come around to see Wendy and the mother probably was giving him all kind of smoke and heat. It's just sad. And the mother did remarry, right? Because remember, Wendy says she looked at her stepfather like her father. Well, the mother needs another man in her life because, like 50 Gold said, it's the Evelyn Braxton syndrome, and that's a terrible syndrome to have. And I wouldn't want that in my life.
She don't need another man in her life. She needs some therapy in her life. That's what she needs.
In Royaire, 10 toes down, you are 100% correct. 100% correct.
Yeah.
But I ain't fooling with it. I ain't here with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It was a rough scene, but it was the best scene of the night. I truly enjoyed it, and it was real. It was raw. These are real family issues that people have. We see moms all the time, like we said, Miss Braxton. We see moms all the time who are bitter, mad, and upset about what the husband or the dad did, and then they don't want the children to be close to the dad, or they don't want them to talk about him. I mean, it's a very weird dynamic. But I am truly glad, Diva, that we are getting back to reality TV on these reality shows. We spent so many years, especially on Potomac, dealing with just BS, a bunch of nothing. But we are really pulling back into the actual reality of it, and I enjoyed this episode. So that was the end of our recap of Potomac and Ponies and Problems, Season 10, Episode 12. At the end of every recap, we like to get your thoughts and opinions. So on a scale of 1 to 10, give us your rating for Episode 12, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. Please give your ratings down below, and then we'll go over that in just a moment. Auntie, your final thoughts on this episode and your rating?
I thought it was a good episode overall. I did. Just all the way around, different pocket scenes or whatever the case may be. I'm going to give it an 8. Okay. Because we saw realness in that last scene, and we saw stuff that actually happens in true families and everyday lives. Blended families are always tough, but we saw the way, because even Tia said it. Just because we didn't see the right? Tia said it. My mother wasn't having it. And so that's why it was after my father's death that this her sister, her half sister, and brother, the mother said they're coming over, and they came into their lives. So it's not easy, when people break up and these blended families and things like that. You have to figure out the best way to make that thing happen. So there was some good real scenes there. Tia, her sister being one, and then Wendy and her family at the end being the other one, right? Where it's like, you don't want to offend your one parent, but you want to be close to your other parent. Just because your mother ain't close to your dad don't mean that you can't be. And you don't want to feel like you're in the middle as the child. It's not fair and it's not right. So I enjoyed it. Like I said, I gave it an 8.
Yes. Okay. I'm giving it a 9. I truly enjoyed this episode. It was so good, in my opinion, for the most part overall. Diva, it's the intimate family scenes that are really getting me. I love seeing Stacey and Timu together this episode. I love seeing Tia and her sister bond with one another and building that relationship. So often we don't get to see that siblings who have different parents, or the same parent but different parents, come together, and build that bond in the relationship. So it was beautiful to see that. And then Wendy and her mom scene, I mean, like you said, Diva, these are real everyday issues that people really do go through. There are so many moms and dads who were bitter at the opposite parent for not doing something or not being there or falling short or whatever the case may be. So I really enjoyed this episode. I'm giving it a 9 overall. And, you know, we are more than halfway through the season. We're on episode 12 at this point. I believe we probably have maybe 3 or 4 episodes left. They should be talking about the reunion soon. We have already seen the seating chart for the reunion, allegedly. So I'm excited about it. I am truly enjoying this recap. And girl, listen, we halfway through the season, okay? So it's been a great time. But listen, we are going to go through your ratings. So leave your ratings down below. Be Wise is giving this an 8. Jeremy is giving it a 9. Monique is giving it a 7 for the picture frame. Diva, that was dreadful. That's dreadful. That was dreadful.
Dreadful.
It was embarrassing. I want to say they said they've been together for a little over 4 years, 4 or 5 years, and this is what we have to show for it, a freaking picture frame.
Jay is so desperate though. Like,
it's sad. Maria is giving it a 9 as well. Linda is rating this episode an 8. It was real life. Yes, it was. It really was a great episode. Really good. I enjoyed it. Ocean Dreaming is giving it an 8 as well. I Am 50 Gold is giving it an 8. Kay not getting the husband. She is not. Miss Steph Nicole is giving it a 9 as well. And then Raheem is giving it an 8. Okay, Raheem. All right. Yes, for an 8. Al is saying, Diva and Royaire, I give you guys a 100. I love listening to you guys. Thank you so much. Listen, we enjoy coming up here and talking with you guys and recapping this with you. You're giving this episode an 8. Thank you so much. Yes, Best Potomac Recap on YouTube. This makes us feel so good. Listen, we try to come in every week and give y'all a show worth tuning into and watching. I know a lot of people don't watch the shows anymore, but we are here for those of you who do watch and don't watch to give you a full recap of everything that is going on. So we love and appreciate y'all for joining us every week and tuning in, keeping those likes up, commenting down below, and subscribing. So we appreciate y'all so much. Anything you want to say before we get up out of here, Auntie?
Oh, listen, we're trying to figure out when we're going. Yes, Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you for saying that. Merry Christmas, everyone. You know, we're gonna let y'all know when we're coming back to do Married to Medicine, because that was another good episode this week.
So good.
The people are really giving us a reality TV this season. And here for it, definitely here for it. So yeah, so we're listen, the Married to Medicine recap, you know, Toya is all I can say.
Baby.
Toya. She do what she do, Royaire. She do what she do.
Listen, and she's been riding that show for what, 12 seasons? She's been there all 12 seasons of that show. So the best recap duo ever. Happy holidays, everyone. Thank y'all so much. We appreciate y'all. Yes, 1,000 hearts. Love you guys, and happy holidays and Merry Christmas. Thank you. We really appreciate y'all, as we always say. If you didn't hit the like button on the way in, make sure you hit the like button on the way out. Make sure you continue to stay tuned to both of our channels. I dropped a few shorts earlier this week, so make sure you go check those out. Diva is doing trending topics pretty much every night, so make sure you stay tuned to her channel as well. And then for our recaps, we are doing those still. So thank y'all so much. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to both channels, Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva and Royaire's World. Make sure you turn your notification bells on all. That way you see each and every time we post a video with you in mind. Enjoy this Christmas holiday. Like I said, for the Thanksgiving holiday, if you need something to laugh, to bring you some joy, and for a smile, check out any one of our channels. Check out our recaps. I guarantee you're going to find something to laugh at. So we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Happy holidays. holidays and Merry Christmas. And we will be back after the holiday for our recap of Married to Medicine. So stay tuned. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Good night and goodbye.
Royaire's World.